Hi everyone, welcome to the Cosumnes Oaks High School Elizabeth Pinkerton Middle School Joint 7th through 12th grade library. So I'm Mrs. Howe and I'm the librarian here at Cosumnes Oaks High School, and I'm here today to give you a little tour of our library. And so this is the front lobby of our library. You can see we have bulletin boards in here with information. We also have a book return that's outside the front doors of the library. You can return any library books at any time. However, don't ever return textbooks, please, in the book return. Make sure you give those directly to one of the library staff, which includes myself, Mrs. H, our library tech, Ms. Nazimko, who is our middle school librarian, and then Ms. Johnson, who is our middle school library tech. Give it to one of us, and we will make sure to clear your account. So one really cool feature that we have in the front of our lobby is we have a little free library. So when we have books that we want to give away or books that we just think you might be interested in taking home, you can go to the little free library and check out what we have. So let's go ahead and take a look. And it's in our school colors, which is navy and orange, and the same colors for Pinkerton Middle School as well. So we're gonna go ahead and open up our little free library, and we can see that we have a number of different books here of all different genres. So you're welcome to come take one of these books at any time and check them out, and they can go home for free, okay? And this was actually part of a Girl Scout Silver Award project by Cadet Michaela, and this was donated a number of years ago. So now let's take a look at our front entrance. So as you can see, we are starting to celebrate, starting Monday, Hispanic Heritage Month, which is from September 15th to October 15th. Some of the things that I love about this library is we have a lot of really fun, engaging activities for you to participate in, as well as a comfortable place to come and read and study. However, before you come in the library, it's really important that you scan your ID, either your 5-Star app or your Student View app on your phone, or you may scan an ID card if you have one. How do you do that? Simply come over to the computer right here. You'll take your phone, so pretend my hand is the phone, and you're gonna place it under the scanner. Your name will pop up on the screen, and then you know that you're good to go in the library, and you'll enter through the entrance. Now, on this side, we have a lot of different activities starting to pertain to Hispanic Heritage Month. And so this area is highlighting some important Hispanic figures in our country. And the really cool thing is that you can learn a little bit more about their background and some of the wisdom that they impart. So we have a very famous author here. Her name is Elizabeth Acevedo. And then the composer and playwright and actor Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's really well known for the hip hop musical Hamilton. You might have heard of it. It's one of my favorites. So now let's go in and take a look at our library. So when we come in the front entrance, in the center of the library, we have a number of wonderful, comfortable seating areas for you. However, we ask that all these areas in the center be a quiet zone because it echoes in here pretty badly. But you're welcome to come in with your friends, you're welcome to have a seat, and then we also have some great displays of interesting books in the middle. So we just put together this display in the middle for Hispanic Heritage Month. And so there's a number of books here that are written by Hispanic and Latinx authors. They're in their own voices and reflective of the experiences of Hispanic people. And so some of the well-known books that you might see here are The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. We have a book written by our Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor called The Beloved World of Sonia Sotomayor. There's a number of books that are well-known here. For example, we have I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica Sanchez. We have A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. And then it's really important to learn more about the culture. So explore the diverse experiences, cultures, and traditions of the Latin community through their powerful words. And so as we continue into the middle, you can see we have a second comfortable seating area here with some coffee tables for you to relax. If you continue down the center of the library, we have a number of quiet area study tables. We have some beanbag seating. Back there we have some rocking chairs, you might be able to see them. We have a display of brand new books that we just added to the library. And then I'll show you some of the other seating areas later. So also here in the front is where we have our computers. Students can log into these computers and they can print. And then over on this side with the bar stools, we have our card catalogs that are usually open and ready to go. This is our circulation desk up front, and that is where you will go to check out your books and to ask questions of the library staff. So let's continue to walk this way. So on this side of our library is our fiction collection, our fiction section. And fiction, as you know, is organized in alphabetical order by the author's last name. So these shelves, we have SLA to SYD on the left side of the shelf and WHI to Z on the right side of the shelf. And we like to use the tops of the shelves to also include new books. Now, something that's really unique to our library that not every library has, oh, there's a cushy chair, is we have an activity center. And this is for all of our students, middle school and high school, because you know what? Everybody likes to participate in fun activities. So this is our bracelet making station, where students can come and make their Swiftie friendship bracelets, and it's really popular. We have another rocking chair. Here's the seating area where students can study or just relax and have a place to read. The tall shelves on the back wall, that's all fiction. And so the fiction section wraps all the way around the library. Other parts of our activity center, we have some bar stool high top seating. And a lot of students like to come in here and play some quiet games, work on their Chromebooks, and then here's some other parts of our activity center. So in the middle where the blue stools are, we have blocks. We have board games, we have interactive activities, there's pipe cleaners, there's Legos for the table in the middle, we have magnetic tiles, we have puzzles, and then these two tables, this is our coloring table, where we put out coloring books and pages. We'll put some out for Hispanic Heritage Month, and that's a place where students can sit and relax. And then this is our puzzle table. And so we have a puzzle going at all times. Right now, there's a puzzle with unicorns and reading. It's 500 pieces, so let's see if it comes together. So then we also have some seating in the back. I'm going to show you some of the books that we have on the back side of this shelf. This is still fiction. But as we move around the corner, we have some great, here's another seating area for students and some more. We have some great books that are in different languages. We have books in Spanish, we have books in Chinese, books in Arabic, and then these books, this is what we call our everybody books section. And so it's a number of picture books and chapter books and nonfiction books that anyone could enjoy at any age. And these are some of our newest picture books that I'm showing you that are on top. Some of the ones that we just put into our collection that I love is we have a book called Anita and the Dragons, and that is a really cute one. We have Nell Plants a Tree and a new version of the Billy Goat's Gruff. And then this book has been really popular since school started. It's called Beasts of the Ancient World. So it's just a number of picture books. Students also use these for projects in different classes. So there's another area that I want to show you in the back, and then we'll walk to the other side, because we have a pretty large library. Is in this corner, we call this our study center, and it's a quiet study area. So when the lamps are all turned on, students can have their own individual study area with a lamp, and then ultimately we have some places that you can plug in your Chromebooks. So take a look. So on these lamps, there's actually plugs and USB ports, so you can charge your Chromebooks here. So that's really a cool feature. And so we'll continue walking around the library. Now, you can see how far the library goes. So as we walk all the way across, in the back corner, there's a computer lab. We have another seating area identical to the one that we're just walking past. And then we have some really cool bar top high seating that you can see back there. Now, in the middle here, we have, this is our comic book collection. And then as we turn the corner and come around to this seating area, we have our test prep section. And this is really popular with students, especially in AP classes, the students that are prepping to take the SAT. Now, the other shelf that's here in the middle is our manga collection. And manga is super popular in our library. And so we have manga books on both sides. What we don't have in this library is a reference section, okay? Any reference books we have are actually out with the different subject areas. And then on this side of the library is nonfiction, and it's organized by Dewey Decimal. So as you can see, here's our bar top seating that everybody has. Again, the computer lab. And then what's really popular back here is here's our shelving with all of our graphic novels. Front side, and then also on the other side of the shelf. And then again, we have our nonfiction. Now, if we walk around the corner, I'm going to give you an example of how a reference material is actually out in the collection. Oh, here's our sticker center. And the unicorn picture is coming together. And so we come around, and for example, when you take a look, here's our Encyclopedia of World Mythology. But rather than it being by itself in a reference section, it's actually combined with the actual Dewey Decimal section. Now, this area is super popular. This is our chess center. And so everybody comes in and plays chess at lunch. We even have the timers for the competitions. And then finally, on this side, we have our historical fiction. This section is actually in its own genre. We call it a genre-fied section of the library. And then when you go around the corner from historical fiction, see, there it is. Then we have our biographies, we have our memoirs, true adventures, and then we also have what's called narrative nonfiction. So that's really the quick tour of the library. Oh, there's Mrs. Howe's and Mrs. Nazimko's office. Again, here's our circulation desk. So you would come up to this area to check out any books that you're interested in, ask any questions, and then finally, where do you return your books in the library? Right into this slot. And remember, something very magical happens when you read a good book. Thanks for joining us.